Russia's invasion of Ukraine, this unprovoked war. And tonight, the stunning images coming in from Ukraine. The Ukrainian government reporting at least 350 people have been killed, more than 1,600 injured, and they fear the true number could be much higher. And that senior U.S. official tonight telling ABC News that the Russians are not about to retreat, that, quote, the Russians will crush Ukraine in order to win. Tonight, surveillance video of the missile strike on a government building in Kharkiv's central Freedom Square. The scene of destruction inside, crews searching through the rubble. At least 6 people were killed. And in Kyiv, an airstrike hitting the city's main radio and TV tower right near that city's Holocaust memorial. Video on social media showing people nearby watching the smoke, and then that other missile hits. And images tonight circulating online showing a Russian tank in a quiet neighborhood north of Kyiv firing at a building, a camera capturing the moment. It nearly comes right at them. While to the city of Kherson now in the south, social media images showing Russian troops on patrol near the train station. The outmanned and outgunned Ukrainians still standing ready to fight. Ukraine's embattled President Zelensky speaking with reporters today, saying it's important to stop the bombing before sitting down to negotiate. And speaking with President Biden today, President Biden promising to hold Russia accountable. And tonight, the emergency unfolding on Ukraine's borders. Nearly 700,000 refugees now, so many of them mothers and their children fleeing. ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pano leading us off tonight from Kyiv.
This is the onslaught Ukrainians are facing tonight. A tank firing into a building in a town north of Kyiv. Not far away, a Russian missile slamming into Kyiv's main TV and radio tower, captured in these images posted on social media. The strike reportedly hitting the site of the Babi Yar Holocaust Memorial, which honours the memory of 33,000 Jews slaughtered by the Nazis 80 years ago. Ukrainian President Zelensky asking the world, what is the point of saying never again when bombs fall on Babi Yar? In the southern city of Kherson, a residential apartment building bombed in this video circulating on social media. And in eastern Ukraine, a cruise missile strike on a government building in the country's second largest city, Kharkiv. At least 6 people killed there. We talked with the governor today, who said the Russians are now deliberately targeting civilians. In the central square of our city, there are no military objects, he says. Among the dead, there are no military, only civilians. And increasingly, it is civilians who are coming under fire. More than 350 people have been killed, according to Ukrainian officials. 1,600 have been injured in less than a week. And this is why. This image circulating online shows what appears to be a Russian missile landing in an apartment kitchen on the outskirts of Kharkiv. The attacks come a day after the shelling of a residential neighborhood in the city. Experts believe the Russians may have used cluster bombs, which rain smaller deadly bomblets over a wide area. International authorities now opening a war crimes investigation into Russia's tactics. A senior US official telling ABC News the fear now is that, quote, the Russians will crush Ukraine in order to win. But there are increasing reports that Russian soldiers are suffering poor morale and shortages of food and fuel. Today, we met Petro Poroshenko, the former president of Ukraine, who's rallying fighters and civilians.
Please, please, don't trust Putin. Never in your life. Don't trust Putin. Putin expected that within a very short period of time, within 2 days, he will rise up the Russian flag on the Ukrainian capital. This is not happening.
In Melitopol, in the south of the country, unarmed protesters bravely tried to block Russian military vehicles today. But in nearby Mariupol, the mayor says his city is surrounded and under constant Russian shelling. And in an ominous sign, a Russian military convoy that at one point stretched 40 miles long is now winding its way closer to the capital. Ukrainian fighters and citizen soldiers say they're ready to meet the superior Russian firepower head-on, as we saw today at this territorial defence base in Kyiv. There are scenes like this now being played out across this city and across the country. Up until a week ago, these guys had regular jobs and regular lives. Today, they've got weapons and they're ready to stand and fight the Russian invasion. The volunteers are already defending the streets, Here, searching a man just across from the base, afraid of Russian infiltrators operating in the city.
I'm here because I think we have freedom in our head.
Olena's husband is now keeping the lights on at the city's main power plant. Her son has left his studies to volunteer and fight. Now she's volunteering too, providing hot meals for hungry soldiers.
We are here because we want to live.
You want to live?
We want to live. We want to fight for our country, for our freedom.
And Ian Panel joins us again tonight from the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. And Ian, President Biden and Ukrainian President Zelensky, we know, talked for about 30 minutes today.
Yeah, that's right. They discussed the issue of sanctions, of course, and America's backing for Ukraine in terms of security, assistance, economic and humanitarian aid. The two were also discussing Russia's escalation of attacks on civilian sites. Now, Ukraine certainly needs all the assistance that it can get, but President Zelensky standing firm and insisting on staying here in Kyiv, leading his people and his country in this time of war.